You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, ladies? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. I know it's been a while. The lounge had to temporarily close because, listen, I had so many things that I had to do, and I had to make a decision. As much as I love blogging, this is not my money maker. This is not how I make my living. So I had to make a decision that that was going to basically elevate me and help me to establish, getting stable income in which, I could continue to build off my own independency. And, even though I am a housewife and I do assist my husband with his roofing company, I wanted to start my own type of foundation. And I think it's very important for every woman, regardless if she's an at-home wife, an at-home mom. She should always be striving to better herself and to make moves that's going to benefit her in the long run, because trust me when I say none of us are getting any younger. I'm 45 years old, so I turned 45 November 7th. So I had to basically really buckle down, and I had to put my blogging on the shelf just for a moment and focus on that. And that's exactly what I did. And now I am a provider, facilitator, and agency owner of New Start Intervention Services, in which I will be providing state certified, court mandated classes for individuals and offenders who are court ordered to take classes. And two of those classes are VIP, which is Family Violence Intervention Program Services, in which individuals, men and women both, have some type of domestic violence charge, and part of their probation or part of the court requirement is for them to attend a state certified VIP class, which is what my program offers, in order to meet all required fulfillments, in order for the court to basically either lessen their charges or drop their charges if they are being consistent with following through with the program. And that is what I do. So basically, for anybody who is court mandated or court ordered to take anger management or family violence domestic classes, you can personally do it through do it through me. Okay, so you can personally take your court ordered anger management or court ordered family domestic violence classes through me. Of course, my classes are Georgia State certified, so you would have to be a Georgia resident. However, if you live in a county or jurisdiction in which they don't really offer those type of programs, you may be in one of those small rinky-dinky towns where there's like only one traffic light and one Dunkin' Donuts or Dairy Queen, you can propose to the judge or your probation officer about taking a VIP state certified class from another state, as long as it's virtually. Just let the judge know, hey, I'm interested in taking my family violence classes with New Start Intervention. However, they are located in Georgia, but they are state certified. Some judges will honor that. They will honor that because it's virtual. What they don't honor is if you do it online. And this is what I mean by online, right? Meaning that when you take the classes, you will be with me online, virtually, live, in real time during the classes. But online is these other sites who offer for you to do anger management, who offer for you to do domestic violence, but there's no instructor there. There's no class facilitator there. It's just basically you reading a few slides and, watching some videos Courts are not going to accept that. Okay, you have to actually be attending a real-time FaceTime virtual class in which you will be seeing your class facilitator live. Your class facilitator will be talking to you live, giving you an assignment live, and actually giving you effective ways of being able to communicate everything you need as far as not having to end up back in the same situation, because now you have better effective approach skills, and that is what my intervention program provides. Okay, so just giving y'all a heads up, because some people are confused by that, like how we can't take them online but you provide them online. That's the only difference. On virtual means you're with a live instructor, you're seeing that person face to face. Online means you're not seeing anybody face to face, you're just taking classes, you know, that don't have an instructor. Courts are not going to approve of those type of online training or certification. You have to meet with someone virtually and see them, right? So that's the difference, just in case some of you are confused. But that is what I have been doing, okay? And it's been like a year and some change by the time I fulfilled all of my requirements. And now I am actually on the Georgia registry list, in which courts honor my agency. So when anybody who comes through me, you're not going to be ripped off. You're coming through a program that is legitimate and is state certified. Okay, a lot of people out here claim they can provide anger management and they can provide family violence, but they're not state certified. And the problem is, you don't put all your money out there, and basically you don't got bamboozled, because they are not on the Georgia state site. Okay, I can provide all of that to you in the event you were interested. Okay, so I am very much legitimate and certified. But that is what I've been doing, y'all. And as much as I love y'all ladies, I love to chat and hang out with y'all, I had to make this decision relatively quickly. Had I just sat on it, it would have never gotten done. So I appreciate all of y'all for understanding. I had to really shut it all down and just focus on this and get it done, and so far it is paying off. And I've just got to a place, y'all, I want to be my own boss. I don't mind working for people. I may even still take another job on the side, but I want to have something to call my own that belongs to me. I've had my share of working with people and being under the leadership and authority of other people, and it has not been a pleasant experience. And I cannot speak for other people, I can only speak for myself. And it taught me a very valuable lesson, that I refuse to put my livelihood in somebody else's hands because they don't like me, or they have an issue with me, or the fact that I spoke my mind on something and now you get to dictate if you want to keep me as an employee or not. You know what I mean? And I just don't want to put myself back in that situation. So I advise anybody, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, you give these jobs 15, 20, 30 years of your life for them to turn around and say, okay, we're laying people off, or we got to let you go, or you bump heads with somebody who has a lot of power and they can use that. And if they have an alliance there, you know, they can get rid of you. You know what I mean? So I'm just speaking from personal experience. So I think everything that we go through in life, every L is not always a loss. Some L's are a lesson. And it was definitely a lesson for me to never put myself back into that situation. All right. So appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Had to go into that and break that down and just kind of let everybody know what's been going on. All right. So appreciate you. But let's get into this, right? Because it's a lot overdue. And I've been peeping from the bushes, y'all. I've been noticing a lot of the stuff that's going on. Noticing bloggers beefing with other bloggers, you know, and a lot of the controversy, if y'all really look at it from a spiritual perspective, a lot of it is surrounded by the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. You have a lot of bloggers and a lot of individuals, even subscribers, that are beefing and going back and forth with each other, basically because of this show. And I've come to realize that a lot of the times when you do content based off of drama, it also brings you drama, okay? Which is why I try not to go too much into this show. I do sometimes, but not much, because I see the energy that is bringing towards other content creators that are beefing with each other. You know, they are going so far as to trying to terminate each other's channels. They're going so far as to they're putting up what they call it, these polls in which people sign off, and basically trying to get people to sign some type of poll, online, some type of online poll in which if enough people sign it, certain content creators, which I'm not going to name here, channels will get terminated. So it has gotten very messy and very ugly in the YouTube streets, just to put y'all on game. And even though my channel is not over 10,000, 20,000, whatever, I don't mind my channel being small, because the smaller you are, the less drama you have. Once you start elevating in the game, and as your channel grows and it prospers, that's really when you start becoming a target. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want that type of energy for myself. I would rather build off a foundation that's a little bit more authentic, other than always just going in on these castmates and these reality shows. You get what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna do that sometimes here and there, but I kind of want to go a different direction. I want to get more into talking about relationships. I want to get more into talking about women, being selective about the type of men in whom they choose to build a future and a foundation with. So it's so many ideas that I have in store for my channel, and I just want my channel to have its own lane. You know what I mean? I feel like too many people are addressing the same thing. If it's not celebrity tea, it's Love and Marriage Huntsville. You know, I'm also considering going into talking about Love After Lockup, in which a lot of these women, it's a reality show in which women are actually building relationships with men who have been incarcerated for years, and they not even know these men, but yet they put all their money, all their time and effort into these men that have been incarcerated. And as soon as these men have been released from prison and they're out in the real world, and they really get to see these men for who they are, you know, they start having a lot of regret. So I want to kind of go that direction. I want to talk about relationships and different things that women need to be more cautious of, because your well-being is your best friend. And if you are not at your best, you're going to make very bad detrimental decisions that can ruin your future. And I really want women to really start being more woke and more spiritually aware of the type of decisions that they make. So yes, anytime you have a show that's surrounded by a lot of negative publicity, and too many people are addressing it, sooner than later they're going to start bumping heads. That is why all of these content creators are going at each other, you know, and all of this just negative publicity. You know, so many black women are going in on each other, and I don't opinionate too much on it, because I don't know the in and outs, and people got their own reasons. And when you come for people and you try to discredit them, or you're taking other people's material, whatever the case is, yes, you do spark a fuse when you do that. But I'm also aware of that in many instances we discuss a lot of things. A lot of us as women, because we've gone through some similar trials and tribulations, we're going to have the same narratives to a certain degree, right? So it's a catch-22, you know, and that's the thing. That's why I don't like talking on Love and Marriage Huntsville, because everybody's points are going to be pretty similar. So you can't be but so different. And it's easy for people to feel like you're taking their stuff. And in some instances, some people do take your stuff. So this is what happens when too many people are addressing the same issue. It starts looking like everybody's trying to take from everybody else's ideas and stuff. And really, the narratives are going to be but so different. We all know Martell is a liar. All content creators are going to say that. We all know that Tisha is fake. We all know that Mel has a lot of haters. So our narratives are pretty much going to be very similar. But at the same time, you do have people that use specific catchphrases that only that content creator use, and all of a sudden everybody else using it or whatever. So I just want to go a different direction. I don't want nobody saying I'm trying to be like them. I'm trying to bite them. And listen, in many instances, I don't even watch other content creators. I don't even watch their intake or their perspective on these shows, because it's only natural that you will repeat some of the points. So usually what I do is I will watch the show myself, upload, give my perspective, then I'll go back and see what everybody else have to say, because it's only natural. Once you done heard the same points being regurgitated from different content creators, you're likely to repeat it yourself. So by me being a content creator and not just a subscriber, I have to be careful with how I listen to other people's information, because I'm going to formulate some of their points. It's only natural. You know what I mean? And that just comes with being a blogger, and you have to be aware of that. But this show has created a lot of enemies. It has created a lot of beef and drama and toxic energy, because the show itself is toxic. So Love and Marriage Huntsville is not giving anything positive. It's only going to make people bump heads, because again, everybody's feeling some type of way. This show has everybody feeling some type of way, and you add that in equation to content creators that are phenomenal at what they do. But because sometimes jealousy does rear its ugly head. You have some content creators, they are doing phenomenal. They got a large subscriber base, and you have others that are trying to get to where they see others are. And me, I'm just trying to stay in my own lane. You feel me? So I know it's going to take a while for me to get there to 10, 20, 30, and I'm cool with that or whatever. I'd rather my progress be slow and authentic than for me to get to a point in which I'm willing to do anything outside of my moral compass just to try to increase views in my channel. You get what I'm saying? But y'all feel me? I just want to share these things with y'all, because I've been peeping some stuff from the bushes. I'm like, OMG, wow. Get to the point where you got the queens on blogging that's emptying clips on each other. You know what I mean? It's just goes to show you, man, we got to really be careful, because being a blogger is a responsibility. It's a responsibility. It's more than just getting behind these mics and behind these PCs and we just giving y'all the tea. We are responsible for the type of energy and the type of message we put out there. So anyway, enough of that, right? Y'all already haven't heard from me since God knows when, okay? But let's get into it, right? I wanted to talk about the elements of the narcissistic ninja behavior, because there's been a lot of narcissistic ninja behavior going on, y'all. And it's really now it's at an all-time high. You know what I mean? And we've already 2024, has definitely reared its ugly head. We've seen so many people getting exposed, and I tell you this much. A lot of these individuals, Diddy, with these extra accusations that, keep coming out, and the fact that he's been so relentless at trying to get the judge to honor giving him bond, not realizing that the odds are totally against him, and it's slim to none. He's a high risk factor. Nobody's not going to trust letting Diddy out, and just the fact that he has committed so many crimes within the jail, it shows you that his mindset and that his mentality has not changed. He's been locked up now, I say about 11 or 12 weeks or something like that. So since September, right? And one would think, until he gets some type of clarity, until the judge has a change of heart and at least would be willing to consider, he has already jeopardized that. Diddy has been caught doing a lot of violations within the jail, and me being a former correctional officer, just FYI, right, in case you have a man that's incarcerated or your son that's incarcerated and they have a trial coming up, it's not a good look when you're already committing violations and you're collecting infractions within the jail before your trial even begins. And the problem is you have a lot of first-time criminals who've never been incarcerated before, and they don't understand that. The way you conduct yourself in the jail speaks volumes to the judge and those who will decide the fate of your life. It gives them a very strong indication of your character as to what type of person you are, what type of individual you are. And the chances they are taking in the event they were to consider letting you reintegrate back into society. And Diddy has already did himself in, okay? He's has multiple infractions and violations in the jail. When you come to the jail, when you enter the jail as an inmate, they give you a pamphlet, they give you a booklet, you go through what's called an orientation, like you're doing your job, where they explain to you as a new hire, these are the rules, these are the policies, this is what we expect, this is what we accept, and this is what we don't accept. So, celebrity or not, Diddy was given all of the rules. Trust and believe when I say. They laid the cards out to him just like they did any other inmate, okay? Celebrity or not. This is required. This is mandatory to inform all new inmates, new fish, whatever you want to call them, of how the jailhouse system operates. Okay? One of the things in which he violated was using inmates' pack numbers in order to have them reach out to people he was instructed to not call on his visitation list. Now, anytime as a new inmate, being that you have a trial coming up, they don't want you bothering witnesses in no shape or form, especially a man of Diddy's status, because everybody know Diddy, the devil himself, he is known to send his goons. He is known, you know what I mean, to pay people to do his dirty work. Anybody who knows Diddy knows how Diddy gets down, okay? He may look a little fruity. He may act like he got some feminine qualities about him, but underneath all those that feminine energy he displays, he is a beast, okay? So with that being said, there was a reason he was court ordered to not tamper with the witnesses, to not contact the witnesses. Not only Diddy couldn't contact the witnesses, anybody who knows Diddy, no third parties can contact Diddy, okay? None of that, right? So nevertheless, because Diddy is used to yes men, he's used to men, and he's so having soldiers on his camp. He's used to having slaves. I'll say slaves because at least soldiers will stand up for what the hell they believe in. Diddy didn't have soldiers. He had slaves. People who he could pretty much get to do anything he wanted them to do. Why? Because you have people out here that's thirsty for a dollar. And people will compromise their morals. People will compromise what was right for a dollar. We are living in times in which people are struggling. They're trying to survive. Diddy knows this. A lot of these demonic millionaires, they know there's people out here in the struggle and will do anything to try to survive. So what they're doing is capitalizing off the weaknesses of people, meaning people not having an income, people struggling to pay their rent. Everybody's trying to get on, okay? Everybody's trying to make some type of profit so they can survive out here. Diddy knows that. So he's definitely a major threat to anybody who is possibly in a case against him. That's basically going to rat his ass out, you know. So Diddy, being a man of used to having control, used to manipulating, used to having yes men. The biggest problem with Diddy right now, y'all, that's hurting him, that's haunting him, and that's going to eventually make him meet his demise is the fact the man is not used to being told no. Anytime you put a person in a position in which they are feeling undefeated and they're not used to being told no, this is a recipe for disaster. Y'all have to realize Diddy is used to living in his mansion, in his big old homes. He's used to, you know, sending his slaves on assignment to do his dirty work. Diddy has never been controlled this much in his lifetime. First of all, he's in a cell that's so small. I'm sure his walk-in closet, the pantry to where he keep his food in his mansion, is 20 times bigger than the cell that he's actually assigned to be in residence at within the jail. Okay, he is not used to none of this. Okay, he's not used to not having no space. He's not used to being told no. This man has pushed for bond. I think it's about his 4th time now, or however many times. And the thing about it with bond, there's no limit to how many times you can ask for it. Unlike with an appeal, you exhaust your appeals out at some point. With bonds, there's no exhausting, so he can come at them until he gets tired. And what's making Diddy frustrated, he's not used to being told no. So what he's been doing is bending all the rules within the jail to try to have things his way. He's been using inmate pack numbers, and for those of you who are not aware, the way it goes in prison is you get what's called a pack number. Here they call it paytel. Every state has their own different name or whatever for it, but each inmate is assigned a number in which he or she can make calls to family. With that number, it's detrimental, and we tell all inmates when they first arrive, do not give out your pack number, because your pack number has all of your phone minutes on there. Okay, it kind of works like the prepaid minutes with the cell phones. When the cell phones first came out, we don't have prepaid minutes hardly anymore now. We have contracts or prepaid contracts in which you're not bonded. You just pay as you go, right? But that's the way pack numbers work. You may have an inmate that has 2,000 worth of minutes in which he can call several family members up to several months and not have to worry about minutes if he's one of those inmates that are well off and has family that takes care of him. And you have other inmates that may only get like 200-300 minutes, if that. Anyway, in jail, it's all about surviving. Inmates, that's how they survive. They borrow, they use each other's pack numbers, you know, and sometimes it's a benefit, but in many instances it's not. I've dealt with inmates who have given out their pack numbers only to fall out with that inmate, and now that inmate still has access to make calls off their pack numbers. Now they come to the officers. I lost my pack number, or I need a new pack number. Well, you need a new pack number. Why? 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be honest and tell you why. But we know why. They gave it to somebody, or either that person stole it from them, or that person was supposed to only make a certain amount of calls and they went overboard or whatever. Now they need their pack number changed. But anyway, most of the time when that happens, we tell the inmate, well, we can change it, but it's going to take a week or 2. Because as officers, we have to put in the request, and then the maintenance, the people who handles the pack numbers or whatever, it takes time to change all of that. So it's a headache, it's a hassle. So that's why we tell these inmates, do not give out your pack number. But being that Diddy, the devil himself, is a celebrity, of course a lot of the inmates, they looked at it like it would be a great thing. Hell, I'll give them my pack number, because what Diddy was doing in exchange for the pack numbers, he was putting numbers on their books. He was putting money on their books. They was able to get extra commissary snacks and get extra pack time. So to the inmates that's in there struggling, it was a deal for them. But in result of that, this made things worse for Diddy. Okay, because that's a violation. And at this point, he's so dumb, he's not even understanding. They're watching everything he does. They want him to go down. And he's steady handing them the knife for them to keep stabbing him with. And again, this because he's used to yes men. He's used to having slaves on his team to do what he say do. And he's not realizing that was fine for the industry thing, but in jail, that's going to hurt you more than help, because you're being monitored. You got a trial coming up. All of these things are going to be used against you. Anytime we had inmates in our facility that was doing all kind of stuff, we would create a profile, paper trail. All of that goes to the trial when trial comes up. Everything that inmate ever does, if that inmate was bullying other inmates, that goes on his file. If that inmate was doing drugs, or if he committed any rapes the other inmates in there or whatever. All of that goes on his profile. So when that judge appoints a date for him to have his trial, don't think for a second that all those infractions he committed in that jail is not going on that judge's desk. That judge is going to see, oh man, all these years, all this time you've been incarcerated before your case, you've been disrespecting officers, you've been physically assaulting other inmates. If you're doing that in jail, we cannot trust to reintegrate you or release you back into society, because you're not demonstrating that you have learned anything. And that is what's going on with Diddy, y'all. So Diddy was using pack numbers, getting inmates, getting his family members to still contact his witnesses. And listen, witnesses are very critical when it comes to a case. The last thing the state needs, the DA needs, is for witnesses to feel threatened, for witnesses to feel fearful, because it makes them want to back out of a case. Witnesses are a major asset to these cases. You don't need Diddy the Devil Diddler to be sending his goons or other inmates to harass witnesses and all of that. And he was doing all of that, y'all. He was told on his list, on his call list, who not to call. He didn't call, but he sent his inmate goons and his kids and all of that. Everything he has done is not looking good. Not only that, the other issue was he had a phone, okay? And I'm not going to go into dynamics of that, because I'll keep y'all on here for hours. Inmates can get anything in prison, okay? They get phones, they get Chick-fil-A, chicken sandwiches, they get everything. Because always a dumbass officer who can get bribed into giving them things from the outside. Come on, I mean, there's no goddamn Chick-fil-A or Starbucks or Popeyes in prison. Who the hell is bringing that in there? Common sense. It's a no-brainer. It's the goddamn officers, okay? The ones with the badges, all right? Which I like to call, criminal officers, okay? All right, they're not true to their profession. They're not true to their integrity, okay? But that's every job. We all got crooks on these jobs, okay? Nevertheless, right? The other issue the judge also stated is the fact that he was making those phone calls to his attorneys. I mean, your client is incarcerated, so why are you talking to him on the phone? That's another thing. So Diddy is drowning like the Titanic ship, right? And he's steadily trying to come up for air. He is so relentless. He's not getting. You got too much against you. All right. But because you're used to yes men, you think the judge, the law, and everybody's going to do things the way you want them to do it. That's how it was in the industry, Diddy. You're not under the industry. You are under the law. And the law already has a strike against you just being a black man. You already at a disadvantage just being a black man. You at a second disadvantage of being a successful millionaire black man. They don't want you out here. Ask R. Kelly. They want you to go down. You done pissed off people in higher places who know the judges, who know damn Trump, who know all of these people that got basically your life is in their hands, and you done burnt a lot of bridges out here, you know what I'm saying? So you can't make do right now. And it just comes a point when people's games and manipulation run out. And it has at this point for Diddy, right? So Diddy has been going in and really giving his lawyers hell. And this is the thing. When you have to work for the devil, you can never please the devil. The excuses these lawyers have been coming up with trying to save Diddy, it's like damn, how could I say it? It's like trying to give like Novocaine to a damn, bear, grizzly bear. It's been ineffective, but I don't knock the lawyers, right? The lawyers are doing their job. Their job is to defend their client, to say and do whatever it takes to get their client off. And the excuses they've been coming up with, it's like giving goddamn aspirin to a toothache, okay, to a root canal. It's not working, but they got to come up with something. They've gone so far as to saying this is how bad it's gotten, y'all. This is why I say he has no bite in the fight, right? They're going so far as to saying the video with Cassie was edited. Listen, now that we got this AI out, they're gonna be using that a lot. That wasn't me. That was AI. They're reaching for air. Okay. Again, I'm not mad at the lawyers. They really ain't got shit to fight for, but they got to say something. They got to make Cassie look bad. They got to make, what I'm saying, the witnesses look bad. One lawyer went so far as to saying the baby oil, all of those, the baby oil came from Costco, CEO or whoever came out and said, no, we don't sell baby oils in cases like that. These lawyers are failing terribly. He fired that lawyer, got more lawyers, and these lawyers, they cannot save him, okay? It comes a point when shit just catches up, you feel me? And that's where we at, right? Anyway, then we got Scrappy, who is a fourth baby daddy, got 3 baby mamas now. And listen, I say babies are a blessing, but the problem is, bruh, he raw dogged this female doing a threesome and had a child. Now, if they was together, had a relationship, he had been seeing her for a while, something like that, okay, I could kind of see that, all right? This is nothing to be proud of, and it amazes me that everybody just say children are a blessing no matter what. Miss me with that, because I'm not going to co-sign and say children are a blessing. I'm not trying to be funny. Some children just should not have been brought here in the situation they were brought here in. Is it their fault? No. Are they innocent? Yes. But the 2 individuals that created these children and brought them here, I cannot celebrate. I cannot congratulate. I mean, the women in the comment section was actually congratulating, okay, the mother of Scrappy's 4th child. Okay, and basically giving her the standing ovation like she's a wife, like, oh goodness, he looks just like Scrappy, and I'm like, do y'all understand? Scrappy, bruh, you in your 40s. This is not a decision you make in this stage in your life. If you was 17, maybe 19, okay, I could kind of see you doing something like that, right? But right now, you're too old to be making them type of decisions. I mean, Scrappy has been for years bitching about child support, bitching about how women are, how women want to try to take you for what you got, how women want to bring chaos to your life, but yet he keeps creating his own chaos. You know what I mean? And I don't know if y'all noticed, right? But this is the quietest Mama D has ever been. Okay? This is the quietest. Alright? So I think he really shook the palace when he had baby number 5. Okay? So, I know she had the baby November 30th. And, November 23rd. And I guess the mother of his child stated that Scrappy and her daughter was there to support her in the hospital, and it took her 6 minutes to deliver the infant. This is little Scrappy's 5th child. He shares 19-year-old, his oldest, with Erica. He also has 3 other children from his previous marriage with ex Bambi. They share a 6-year-old plus 2 daughters, 4 and 3. Scrappy and his new baby mama, Miss Hardy, celebrated the new child last month during the baby shower, okay? And of course she says, shout out to my baby daddy for being here. Because let's just face it, you have a lot of women now, their self-esteem is so low, they're not trying to opt to be a wife. They've learned to just be content with being a baby mama. And Shakira Hardy, that's the baby mama name, she thought that was a badge of honor that Scrappy came to the baby shower and he's booed up with her like they had a relationship, like this is something that they had been planning on. And to me, it was just a third party embarrassment. I could not receive, it's not giving anything like right about it. It's just not, it doesn't sit well with me. This baby was conceived in a threesome. Now, as much as Scrappy likes to bitch and complain, I don't see this going well for him. Sooner than later, this woman is going to want money, okay? He's already struggling. from my understanding, Erica stated she never got the money she was supposed to get from their oldest daughter. Bambi said the same thing, that Scrappy has not contributed and done his part. And it's hard for me to believe every woman has this problem and every woman is lying, okay? The problem is women know this, and yet they take a chance and think it's going to be different for them. Erica, she was the first baby mama, so I mean, she really didn't know, okay? But Bambi, you saw what Erica went through. And Shakira, Miss Hardy, new baby mama number 3, you saw, or at least heard, what Erica went through and what Bambi went through. So, sis, be the next to stand in line for disappointment, but that's another conversation for another time. And then we have Martell. I like to call him Fire Marshal Martell. Okay, you heard it here first. Fire Marshal Martell. Because this ninja has been creating fires after fires after fires. Now, allegedly, word has it, he's going around here creating a lot of chaos with Tisha and Marceau. He's throwing out a lot of fugazi information. Now, we can take it with a grain of salt and what. He lied a lot about Melody and everybody believed it. Now that he's airing Tisha's and Marceau's issues out, he wants us to believe that like we were supposed to believe what he said about Melody. Tisha and Marceau now, they're bonding together to try to discredit Martell. Okay? However, when he was dragging Mel, degrading Mel, everybody was down by law. And as always, one thing about it, snakes will eventually bite each other. You put a bunch of snakes in a snake pit, and as long as there's another animal or someone else there, they'll devour that other animal. They'll devour that other species. But once that other species that they devoured or attempted to devour has gotten away from them, or they have feasted off of them and destroyed them, and that person is no longer there, now the snakes have to start biting each other. They have to survive off of eating each other. And that is what's going on, y'all. Martell has caused a lot of conflict, and you have to realize Martell is very, very miserable. He's so miserable to the point it's just past misery. Okay, so now that he's no longer, he does not have as much access to try to destroy Melody. He has to destroy his own recruiters, people who he recruited on the hating male bandwagon, right? So it has become a whole fiasco. And you know, now Marceau and Tisha have formed an alliance against Martell, and it has really gotten really ugly. So I'm going to see if I can possibly play a little snippet. I'm going to see if I can find it here.
I've been a lot about things that we've been through over the years, and a lot of experiences that you've had with me. I've been a liar. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to interject a lot to keep the copyright down. So, of course, Martell is gasping for air. He has not been on his winning streak for a long time. So now he has to direct his energy somewhere else, because everything he has done to try to bring Melody down has not worked. So most narcissists, when they can't defeat one thing, then they'll have to go defeat somewhere else. So now what he's doing is he feels like Marceau and Maurice, but we're going to focus on Marceau because I want to keep the confusion down to a minimum. He knows that him and Marceau have done a lot of dirt together. Okay? As the saying goes, ain't no fun if my homies can't have none. Marceau and Martell did do a lot of thirst trapping back in the day together. Okay? Yes, Marceau was cheating too. We're not going to ignore that. We're not going to dismiss that. He was smashing the linebackers and all of that too. Okay? Alright? He's not clean. However, as the saying goes, when you rob a bank, rob it by your damn self. Because if you the one that get caught, and you end up having to do time, and the ones who helped you rob that bank, they still free, it's gonna make you feel some type of way. So Marceau is very, very bitter because he feels like, how you think you better than me? Because you still have your wife that's willing to stand by your lying ass, and my wife wouldn't stand by my lying ass. So you up here thinking that you are a king. You thinking you are better than me. When in actuality, we was passing women like blunts. Okay? And you around here smelling yourself. You looking down on me because I lost my wife, my luxurious life. And because you still have your low self-esteem, delusional wife to still stand by you, you think you're better than me. And you basically pissing on me, bad-mouthing me, talking about me, dragging me, and you was doing the same thing as me. Yes, he was, Martell, but the problem is you the dummy who got caught red-handed. And you're mad because Melody is not a Tisha. She's not going to stand by you and let you cheat in peace. Continue.
Can I ask something? You seen in the picture? No. That makes me lose respect for her.
If it was true.
I assumed it was true.
So now that he's saying that it's not true, how do you feel about it?
I don't know how to believe Martell.
It was okay when you felt like you were getting information.
It was okay.
And then for you to think that I would give him information, that's not girl code. Never that exchange, because again, he's a man.
Right. Okay, y'all. Things are heating up in Huntsville, and this time it's Marceau Scott who's ready to blow the lid off. Martell Holt and Destiny Payton might have thought they were getting away with a little shady behavior, but Marceau isn't having it anymore. Word on the street is he's putting them on notice after what he feels is outright humiliation. But what exactly happened to push Marceau over the edge? And
so I want to pause right here. Big ups to Is Juicy. This is her channel. Got to give people credit to where it's due. And we already know things are getting ugly. Like I stated, once snakes get hungry, they have to feed off each other now when there's nobody else for them to devour together.
what role are Martell and Destiny really playing in this drama? Grab your popcorn because this is about to get...
Okay, so let me get to this.
them. And it's not just about how often they're seen together. It's the little things, like Martell's offhanded comments about Destiny's family, specifically her son-in-law, that really made everyone side-eye this dynamic. But that's not all. Instead...
Okay, so I'm going to put a pause on this, y'all, because I want to find the clip. I don't want to use somebody else's, another content creator's whole perspective on it, so I'm going to find the correct clip. Okay, y'all, I found the correct clip, because again, I don't like using other content creator stuff too much.
Hey, Tisha, if I was you, I would want to see it too.
I'm sorry, and I didn't mean it. It's not true. You did.
Because I'm a dude. It's like...
Okay, so basically, Martell is up to his fuckboy shenanigans, and this is what he does. Fire Marshal Martell starts fires everywhere he goes, okay? And now Kimmy, again, as usual, Mr. Nice Guy, but he's not nice guy anymore. Not when it comes to your family being gunned at. Now that he's gunning at your people, your family, now you want to speak differently. And this is why I cannot stomach this show, because the fraudulent, fake, selective, they have selective grace. They only have grace for certain people, and we know Melody is not one of them. Now they want Martell to stay in his place, but as I recall, anything Martell said about Mel, y'all wanted to understand where he was coming from. Well, everybody is two sides to a story. Well, Martell may have some truth about my Melody. Now that is y'all being targeted by Fire Marshal Martell. Now the energy is different. Continue.
It's like dude code, and it's like bitches that we together. I'm not saying nothing about it. So you never met together. And Martel, you right now sound after me.
He's totally unraveling. This is very serious, y'all. Nothing about this is good. Martel is unraveling. I notice when Martel feels undefeated, he starts squealing, he starts screaming. Now we really see what Mel does behind closed doors. And let me tell you what's irking Martel. The fact that Marceau and Tisha are so calm. These two are as of one. Okay? Even if they both know they ain't shit together, they're not going to let Martel know that. Okay? Unlike Martel, see, you wasn't as one with Melody. You was the sucker that allowed other people to intrude your marriage, invade your marriage, and destroy it. You are such a hater of Tisha and Marceau. And even though I'm not a fan of Marceau or Tisha, just the fact that no matter how much we don't like them, these jokers for now, but allegedly they're getting a divorce. I don't know, so I'm going to say alleged, but that's another story for another time, right? He's angry the fact that both of these two are still on the same page, and he's saying and doing everything he can to try to antagonize Marceau, but Marceau, being the narcissist he is, he's just more down low and cool, calm, and collective with his narcissistic tendencies. It is Fire Marshal Martel, on the other hand, who cannot keep himself under control. This is how Arion was able to get this dummy to fold. He does not know how to think without becoming emotional like a woman. But see, Marshall, on the other hand, he's antagonizing Fire Marshal Martel in his own way. He's just not as animated about it.
You smoking crack. You know she too, right? And I saw it in person.
See the evil coming out of him? Because he can't break Tisha and Marceau. Fire Marshal Martel hates when he can't break people. They're laughing. They're being cool and calm, collective about it. No, that's not what he wanted. He wanted Tisha to get so upset that Tisha jumps across the table and just, starts throwing punches on Marceau. He really wants to throw a bomb. He wants to cause an explosion. And because he's not able to cause an explosion he's the one that's actually exploding.
I saw it in person. You nasty. You beyond nasty.
What I do, Martel? No, that's
wait.
what he said.
Hey, we're not about to address that. Let me address that.
First of all, Martel, you're the nasty one. You had a child on your wife. There's so many ways, there's so many things they could have said to Martel to humble him. And I guarantee you, had they said that, Martel would have been ready to fight. Martel is the one, he can dish it, but he can't take it. If they were to really turn up the way he wanted them to, it would really be a fight. Marceau knows this because as a man, he knows he's dealing with a band, okay? B-I-T-C-H as ninja, okay? Y'all know the rest, right? He knows that. So he's telling Tisha, because again, Tisha and Marceau, as far as this scene, okay, they're on the same page. Marceau knows Martel well enough to know what Martel is trying to do. And he's telling Tisha, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep it copacetic, okay? See, this is what happens, Martel, when you stand by the person who knows you best. They know how to help you stay in your lane. Because you lost your better half. You out here by yourself, spiraling like you goddamn Hurricane Helene, and you just losing all control. Total control.
I think that Martel should have never said anything that involved Tisha. I think dragging Tisha into that was a low blow.
Kimmy the Kermit Frog. I call her Kimmy the Kermit Frog because she jumps around from one side to another. Kimmy can never ever be trusted. Okay? Especially when it comes to her family. You cannot be Kimmy's friend. Because at the end of the day, as they say, she gonna stand by her dysfunctional family. Now, all of a suddenly, he wrong for that. Well, Kimmy, you better say he wrong because you don't want Wanda the werewolf to chew you out on her live. So you better act like you down by law with the Scots.
Other than your significant other, who has shown up for you the most in this alleged friend group?
Nobody. Mine is Martell, who showed me how not to use my marriage towards terrible side chick.
Oh! Marceau is going for the juggler. That's how you do it. Because we know Martell hates with a passion when people bring up his dirt. Boom. Now that was an atomic bomb. Let's go.
I'm sorry. He asked me. Hey man, the male trying to say This is nothing new. Martell accuses everyone else of cheating and lying. He's done it with Mel Fletcher, he's done it with Kimmy, he's done it with Mel, and now he's done it with me.
See how the tables are turning. See how it's unfolding. Everything he's done to Mel, he's doing to them. Now they want to side with Mel. Ooh, child.
He had mentioned we'll go get some drinks or something like that. So that was my issue. With the drinks.
I think that it's sad that because of that, he went to Marceau and Melody anything.
I wouldn't like a gesture like that. Let's get some drinks at a time that you're not doing too good.
They're accusing his friend of bullying his ex-wife.
What type of friends he's used to?
Oh, you asked me that, yo.
One of y'all gotta go, or both of y'all gotta leave.
I didn't Tisha with my boys, okay? What you talking about? You said I couldn't. You know what she...
So, again, he's unraveling. Typical narcissist ninja behavior. Why? Because he's feeling defeated. So this is where the screaming, this is where the getting loud and all of that. So, he knows that going for his wife would be something that would make the average guy just really set it off. So now he's going for the juggler by saying when his homie smashed Tisha. Okay? And this is his way of trying to up the ante. He really, really wants to start a huge blaze. Fire Marshall Martell is now going for the juggler.
Married? You was other than you are, better than you are. What the talking about? Tisha got the bottom of the barrel.
See how he, let me look, pay attention to this, right? This is what I call a narcissistic ninja behavior at its finest. He's trying to get these two to go against each other. He's doing it in a strategic, demonic manner by basically saying that Tisha chose somebody to the bottom. So it's like he's trying to boost Tisha up, making Tisha feel, even though you threw her up under the bus, even though you at the same time just insinuated that Tisha smashed one of your homies, you're also trying to build her up and tear her down at the same time by now throwing Marceau under the bus by saying, she was basically smashing, banging dudes that looked better than you, that was more in shape than you, and she settled. That's what he called himself doing. He's trying to cause conflict between Tisha and Marceau. These two are down by law. Okay? If there is some conflict or tension, they're not going to give Martell that satisfaction. Because, dummy, what you don't realize is they never even liked your ex-wife. So the fact that you thought they had any real, authentic love or care for you, even after Mel divorced your ass, it just goes to show how simple you really are.
Is he saying? Is he saying? Ugly.
I saved you, babe.
What's wrong with you?
See, this is what this is what Martell did not want. They didn't play the game that he wanted them to play. He wanted them to fight. He wanted Tisha to go off. He wanted Tisha to, like, you know, get out of character, and Marcel to get out of character. But what Tisha did was play it like, oh, well, I saved you, babe. I saved you from being the nothing, the nobody, the bottom of the barrel that Martell claims you to be. I saved you. And he goes kissing on Tisha. Yeah, babe. Thank you for saving me. Nothing angers a narcissistic ninja more than the fact that the very people he's trying to destroy, they come together on them. Okay? And that is what happened. See, Martell should have been taking notes. You should have been smart and kept your wife. You should have been smart and not impregnated coleslaw. Family domestic violence is a very serious criminal offense. It's not just a problem that only affects a specific race, culture, gender, or community. Family domestic violence is not just a problem for men. Contrary to unpopular belief, the increase in crime rates have also proven that there are women who also commit physical violence toward men daily as well. Male victims don't report as often, if ever. The law has come a long way from only holding certain individuals accountable while sparing grace for others. Family domestic violence doesn't only occur between spouses or romantically involved partners. Mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, step-parents and stepchildren, and so forth also experience domestic violence. Families that don't have knowledge in resolving their issues in a healthy, non-toxic manner are not exempt from these issues. Not only does it cost you time, court fees, excessive probation fines, or attorney fees, but in far worse cases, your freedom or someone else's life. Children are also affected by adults that have difficulty with expressing themselves in a manner that doesn't involve physical or emotional abuse. Fathers are forced to leave their homes while mothers are left having to carry the burden of family responsibilities alone. Life is very precious, but it is also very fragile. One bad decision in the heat of the moment or when the temperatures are high during conflict can alter your entire life forever. Not all mistakes are do-overs. Some mistakes are so damaging that you actually have to live with them for a lifetime. Bad decisions don't always make you a bad person. It just simply means there's a need for improvement and growth. New Start Intervention Services is a state-certified VIP program for participants to attend virtually online for 24 weeks. Those who are court-ordered for anger management are required to attend for 12 weeks. Many have not been fortunate enough to get a second chance, but for those that are, New Start Intervention Services is a Georgia State certified intervention program that will provide participants with accredited hours, effective problem-solving skills, and growth methods of rebuilding relationships. Our focus is to rebuild and reform old habits and create new effective ones. I am Miss J, your state certified agency owner, provider, class facilitator, and CAMS specialist. If you or anyone you know is court-ordered to take VIP family domestic violence classes or anger management, register today at 912-231-3167 or email at anewstartsavannah@yahoo.com. When one chapter ends, a new start begins. Coleslaw. Okay, you would have still had your wife like Marceau and Maurice has theirs, but because of your own ego, you destroyed your marriage. And if you think for a second that Marceau, being a bigger narcissist than you, is going to let you have that kind of power over his marriage and himself, absolutely not. Because Tisha is not male. Okay? He's feeling defeated. Look how he looks. Like, wow, I really was trying to turn up and it didn't work. It didn't work. I didn't succeed. And that's what happened with that coming out of here. So, getting down to the steak and potatoes, right? Even though all of these guys have totally different situations, one doesn't, equate to the other. But what they all do have in common is that they all share the same elements of the narcissistic ninja behavior. Again, I'm going to need Mama D to come through because she has not spoken about the chaos that has transpired within the palace. So I'm going to need Mama D to come forth. Okay? So what are the elements, right? First element is that the narcissistic ninja, he hates losing, okay? He does not like to lose, all right? Like with Martell, the more he felt he was losing his argument, the louder he got. We've seen him do it with Mel. His voice squeals. What are you talking about? All of that extra animated. That is because he's feeling defeated, okay? This is what they do, okay? No different than Diddy. Diddy is going off on his lawyers, steady trying to push the lawyers to get him a bond so he can be home, even went so far as to claiming he got an apartment that has all these cameras, he has security, who can keep a log as to who's coming in, who's coming out. The judge was like, hell no, I'm not buying that. I don't care how much millions you got. I cannot be bought. You cannot buy me with putting the witnesses' safety at stake. I'm not about to do that, okay? I'm not going to let you have your own apartment because I'm not going to let you have an apartment with security and cameras and all this other stuff because there's still no guarantee that the witnesses that are coming against you are going to be protected. And we know that, right? They can't stand losing. So when they lose, they rebel. When Diddy couldn't get his way on the outside, and he tried to have his way into jail, okay? And it costed him because now it just really proved the case that the DAs have been insinuating that we cannot let this man out. Look, he's not even following rules in jail. And you think for a second if the judge was to grant him bail, that he's going to honor that and respect his rules and policies and regulations? He's not doing it in jail. So he's damn sure not going to do it once you release him from jail. They hate losing. That's the first element. They like to betray, but they can't handle betrayal. The narcissistic ninja, he wants to be the one to call the shots. When it comes to how he makes other people suffer, that goes against what he wants, right? However, he does not like to have to deal with the fact of how he has to suffer for the damages that he has caused. Dealing with the man that could only dish shit out but can't take it, that is a big issue. That's a problem, right? And anytime you have to deal with somebody where you got to go tit for tat, you got to do to them what they've done to you for them to see it clearly, that's creating a relationship of toxicity, right? This is not healthy. If you're with the man, the only way he can see where he's wrong, you got to do him wrong. Abort the mission, sis. It's going to take you to a place in which you are, the worst of yourself is going to manifest, because the more he keeps upping the ante, you're going to up the ante, and it's not worth, the peace of mind and the sanity that you have to preserve for yourself, right? So that's the second element. They love to betray, but they cannot handle betrayal. Okay? The next element is he only feels powerful when he's calling the shots. The narcissistic ninja does not like anybody being in leadership or anybody being in authority. If you think about it, Martell has rebelled from every type of authority, from judges to police, not following court orders. The ninja does not like authority, but he loves to give authority. Ironically, you wanted to know why Melody was going to the DAs. Okay, which is none of your damn business, but this is the problem. The narcissistic ninja feels like he should be empowered and in control over who he feels is his ops. He feels like he's supposed to be in control. The only time he feels powerful is when he's the one that's deciding or creating. Now, as long as the courts was going along with everything Martell said, the courts told Mel, okay, you can't have the kids on social media. You can't move to another state or whatever with the kids. As long as Mel was abiding by what the court said, Martell was fine, because the courts was helping him to have that control and that power over Mel. But once that same court told him you have to do an evaluation assessment, he didn't submit to that. The courts told him you cannot be contacting Mel, he didn't submit to that. Narcissistic ninja behavior. They only feel powerful when they are calling the shots and no one else is. The next one is, which should be number one, they refuse to take accountability. Scrappy is okay with this fifth baby, with this fifth child. Even though he's been bitching and complaining about how women are, about how they want to use their power to get leverage, he has complained and bickered about women ever since we've known him on Love and Hip Hop. How women do him wrong. How women are all for themselves. But yet, you did not protect your penis from getting involved with another child. That's going to be another mouth to feed. That's going to be another child support case. But I guarantee you, months from now, when baby mama gets tired of just being baby mama, and now she wants to upgrade her lifestyle or whatever the case may be, he's going to be going on his feminine, male chauvinistic social media rants on Instagram about how these women, they only want your money and this and that. No, because you're passing your penis around like a collection plate in church. So guess what? These scallywags out here who you impregnating, they're going to capitalize off of whatever little bit of money you make to their advantage. That's what comes along with it. You've been in this industry long enough to know how these groupies out here operate, and yet you didn't protect your manhood. Anyway, we already know Martell ain't going to take accountability, and Diddy is not. That is why these men like this will never change, because everything they go through is somebody else's fault. Somebody did something to them. It's not them. Okay? Everything they've done to other people, it's not them. Somebody made them be that way. Okay? Next element is women are used as toys for entertainment purposes only. The narcissistic ninja does not value women. They have no real appreciation for women. And this is another thing. Peep this right. A lot of these narcissistic ninjas, they have mommy issues, because they're used to their mothers catering to them. If you notice, that's what all three of them have in common. Diddy, Scrappy, and Martell. And these are just, like I said, for references. But there's many men out here who got mommy issues. If they're used to their mama enabling their fuckboy shenanigans, they are going to feel like all women are supposed to feel that way. Diddy's mother created a monster. Okay? Scrappy, Mama D, her son has torn down the palace with his fuckboy shenanigans. And we know Mama Marlene, she's definitely ruined Martell, but she drinks so much to not have to live with it. Alright? Narcissistic ninjas who got mamas that enable them, you don't want no parts of that. Because technically speaking, your mother is your first love. And your mother teaches you how to care for women, how to nurture women, how to have a care or attentiveness for women. And I hate to say, but all of their mothers failed them of that. Okay, we knew Scrappy, his mama was a pimp in the pimp house or whatever. All of these issues, it's imperative that you understand what kind of relationship a man has with his mother. If she's scrubbing his feet, still washing his clothes, he talks to her like she's one of his hoes in the street, and he's pimping her and all of that, you do not want any parts of that. Always monitor what type of relationship a man has with his mother. And like I said, and I know I mentioned it, but just to go back into it, women are used as objects. All of these men here, and there's several others, but I don't have time to name them all. Singer Neo, Ray J. There's so many men out here that see women, they see us as just something for them to play with. They see us for entertainment purposes. Just something to get off on, to bust a nut in. They see us as garbage disposals. Just something to leave their nut in and keep it moving. You get what I'm saying? And I hate to be so graphic, but that is the way a lot of these men see us. Okay? They see us as just temporary fulfillment for that moment. They don't want nothing meaningful. They don't want to build anything. They don't want to have anything solid with women. Women are just for entertainment purposes. Next element, he's willing to hurt others, even if it means hurting himself in the process. These type of narcissistic ninjas, they become so asphyxiated on hurting the victim or hurting the person who won't comply, hurting the person that's rebelling from becoming a slave, that they are willing to hurt themselves. Diddy has hurt a lot of people. And when I mean people, not just women, women and men. He's hurt a lot of people who had talent, hurt a lot of artists. He killed a lot of dreams. You know, he's basically a spiritual vampire. He has sucked the life. He has sucked the talent. He has sucked the hope. He has sucked the dreams out of so many people who looked up to him to fulfill that dream, because he was one of the ones who made it. And so many, artists and people trusted his leadership, trusted his guidance and direction in building their career. And instead of doing that, he basically built them up just so he could tear them down. And this is the very reason why karma has come to collect. Because listen, you can't tell me for a second, God has spared Diddy so much grace, a lot of grace. And you have to, and same thing with Martell. He's not being spared all this grace for nothing. With the courts that's constantly giving him a slap on the wrist and all of that, eventually is going to catch up. Too much grace leads to destruction, because some people don't take that as a hint, as a red flag, as a warning that I need to get myself together. They're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing the envelope until eventually they hurt themselves. That's what narcissistic ninjas do. Martell pushed and pushed and pushed his ex-wife so far to the limit that he ended up hurting himself in the process. Lost his marriage, lost being able to wake up in the household with his children, and now he's stuck with a female incel who really can't do nothing for him. And he's annoyed that he's stuck with her, but he doesn't have a choice, because he feels so much less than a man. He has to have somebody around, even if she ain't shit, as long as she's stroking his ego. And lastly, you have narcissistic ninjas. They just get off on seeing you hurt. Believe it or not, it's a fetish to the narcissistic ninja to see a woman hurt, to see a woman cry, to see a woman destroyed. It's an addiction. Destroying women is an addiction to the narcissistic ninja. It's like medicine. Do you not know the narcissistic ninja? Him destroying a woman is like a dope fiend injecting dope into their veins. It gives them an adrenaline rush. It makes them feel good. They get off on destroying women. If not women, they get off on destroying men who are weaker than them. When Scrappy got into it with his homeboy, Chaotic, because Chaotic likes to joke around and play a lot. You know, he has like kiddish tendencies or whatever, but he's not a dumb guy at all. Scrappy saw that as a weakness, and Chaotic had to show him what time it was. Martel was trying to find Marceau's weakness by insulting Tisha, his wife, in front of him. And we've seen Diddy just act an ass every occasion. They get off on seeing other people hurt. As the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. And those are the elements of a narcissistic ninja. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the celebrity entertainment portion that I actually like to call my intake on this. Let me see if I go ahead and get ready to pull up this here. Child, let's first go to talking about Tamar ex-husband Jeremy Robinson, y'all. He is back on the prowl. He done picked up Future's baby mamas, one of rapper Future's baby mamas. So here he is stepping out with her. Okay, video has no sound. So this is one of Future's baby mamas. And this is Mr. Colonel Sanders himself, child. He got one black woman now. He think he's the cat's me out to all black women. This is what happens sometimes when you give those kind of opportunity. Now they start smelling themselves. And they think they can get women just as bad as you. So yes, honey, they were out on a little date, strolling. Look like they about to have a good time. We'll see how far that goes. But yes, looks like Tamar Braxton's ex-husband. That's why, ladies, y'all got to be careful picking up these men from the bottom and you put them on. They start smelling themselves, thinking they can get anybody they want, honey. So yeah, he's with one of Future's baby mamas. She was on Love and Hip Hop Miami star Eliza Rain on a date. So honey, I don't know how far that's gonna go, but well, go ahead, Mr. Colonel Sanders. That's all I can say. I ain't mad at you. It is what it is. Now, this is what's blowing me, y'all. I'm not understanding why. What's the fascination with these women, these darker tone women that are bleaching themselves to death? Not only that, you know, it's giving white chicks movie energy. Nene is a prime example of the over bleaching, the botching. Okay, it's becoming a trend because, as y'all can see, Serena Williams here has done the same thing. Look, she looks absolutely nothing like herself. And I don't want to play the music because it may be playing something that's going to copyright it. Girl, not only is giving white chicks, but you're dancing like one too. And this is the most confident I've ever seen her. It's like, do women only see confidence if they make their skin lighter and they bleaching their hair? I mean, what's wrong with the woman in embracing her beautiful chocolate complexion? It's sad. Yeah, and like I said, I know some people are going to be like, don't talk down on other black women. Why are you criticizing, you know, your own kind? And the point of the matter is, we want women, especially black women, to embrace themselves. They're already saying we're trying to be like people, like other people. You get what I'm saying? And I don't see nothing wrong with making little changes to yourself. Okay, you want to change your wig, change your makeup. But when it gets so far as to you're trying to change the tone of your skin, there's something mentally going on, okay? People getting a little work done, or you getting these massive BBLs, or you've gotten so much surgery on your nose to the point you can barely breathe. Something is really, really wrong with that, okay? That's not a good look, but I want to share this with y'all as well. I also want to share this with y'all too as well. Before I got ready to shut things down, I think I'll save the rest of my intake on the next upload, because I'm trying to keep my videos under an hour. So I wanted to share this last clip with y'all, because this also shares insight on dealing with a narcissistic ninja. So I wanted y'all to definitely marinate and reflect on this. I think it's a very awesome clip, and I think many women can benefit from this message.
And don't think he's good enough for you. He will never say it verbally, but he will treat you like
Let's talk about it, ladies, because she's not lying. She's actually correct. When a guy feel like he isn't good enough for you, most guys either leave you alone, they finesse the fuck out of you, or they bring you down to their level, or they make you feel less of yourself. If we think about it, I talk to a lot of girls, but my confidence in myself was so high, and then he just brought me down to the lowest point that I felt less of myself, because making you feel less of yourself makes him feel superior. If he feels like you are now under him because you thought you were above him, but he thought you were above him, that feeds his ego even more. Because now he has that mentality like, I took somebody who was here and brought him down here to my level. Like, I always feel like when you're with somebody, you're supposed to level up with them. If that person is bringing you down to their level or bring you less to their level, they hate on you, they're jealous of you, they want to see you fail, they don't love you, and they don't care for you. But y'all not gonna listen to me. They hate on you, they're jealous of you, they want to see you fail, they don't love you, and they don't care for you. But y'all not gonna listen to me.
Hello. So yes, I wanted to share that with y'all, because that is definitely the truth. When a man thinks very, very highly of you, and I'll come out of here, when he thinks very highly of you, his ultimate goal is to bring you down. And it's unfortunate that a lot of women, y'all don't see the greatness within yourself, but the narcissistic ninja does, but you won't know it because he's verbally bashing you, he's always criticizing you, he's always putting you down, or he's always with other women. So you start to question yourself, you start to look down on yourself, when the actuality is he's the one that's feeling low. Okay, because he thinks so highly of you. So like the guy mentioned, when a man thinks highly of you, he's either 1, going to leave you alone, 2, use you and finesse you, or 3, bring you lower down to his level, because that is what feeds his ego. And if you think about it, that is what Martell is doing, like many men, and that's why he's with Coleslaw. He wants a woman that thinks less of herself and thinks highly of him. See, Mel wasn't going there. He couldn't get Mel to think so low of herself and think highly of him. So what he called that, you're not satisfying me. No, I'm not satisfying you, because I'm not willing to sit up here and suck your dick, and you slap me in my face and tell me I'm garbage. No, I'm not. I will leave you and counsel you. Okay, like a Netflix subscription. All right, I'm done, you're counseled, right? So just keep that in mind, that if you're feeling low, like I never felt this way until I got with this person, that's because he done brought you down to his level. So again, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. You know, I'm going back to my routine of every Tuesday night, every Thursday night. So pray for me, pray for my consistency. Again, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the support. To all my members, all my Mocha Minion members that's still tithing in $3 a month, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for still being consistent, even though I have not been. I'm grateful for y'all. I really, really am. Them $3 a month be coming a long way. I promise you it does, right? So again, for those who cannot donate, hit that like button before you leave. Look out for your girl. Hit the like button. I'm trying to get 10,000 subscribers. Share the video. Comment. Let me know what you think about today's comment, and I will reply as soon as I can. And make sure y'all keep up with the community tab, because I post a lot of awesome stuff there. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Take care.